Otherwise, this is what it is. So basically, in Indian context, there are three secessionist movements, even ongoing: Khalistan, Punjab, then Jammu and Kashmir, and northeastern states. This is the ongoing one. Of course, there are ups and downs, always goes on. So this is how the dynamics is. If you want, we can always discuss in detail later. And then when you take Sri Lanka, you know LTT was there from 1980s till 2009. It was a massive movement that they were running, and they were known for their ruthlessness and global reach also. So they were running it. It's a small group,
Yes.
but even today LTT holds the record for most number of suicide attacks. They were so innovative, and they were holding a lot of states to ransom because of their ruthlessness, and they were highly motivated people, and it was not a religious organization, right? And then Maldives didn't have any separatist movements. So basically these were the separatist scene as far as South Asia is concerned. Now let's move to the second category. The second category is about the ideological conflicts. So ideological conflict, here it is dominated by right wing and left wing. So right wing, I will put it as mostly the Islamic related ones. So let's start with Afghanistan, which is closer to Central Asia. So you know Al-Qaeda was there. You know that how Al-Qaeda came about, because as an offshoot of Cold War. And then when refugees fled to Pakistan, that refugee children, that student became Talib. Talib means student, right? So that Taliban came from 1996, Taliban 1.0, 1996 to 2001. And then Taliban 2.0 from 2021 till date, it is going on. So this is related to ideological conflict. So pitted with Taliban now, there is ISIS, because ISIS got some kind of heat in Syria, Iraq, and other places in West Asia. As a result, they are also moving towards South Asia, and they found a good fertile ground in Afghanistan. So this is how there is now conflict between ISIS-K Khorasan and Taliban. So this is as far as Afghanistan is concerned. Now let's move to Pakistan.
But before you move there, what is your understanding of Badakhshan? This mountainous Badakhshan, what they call republic sometimes. Sometimes they call it a possibility of creating a state. What is your idea on this?
See, if I would reflect, Afghanistan it's a multi-ethnic state. You have Pashtuns, you have Uzbeks, right? You have multiple kind of ethnic groups there. So Badakhshan is one of those separatist movements wanted to actually move away from Afghanistan. This is how we can see. But there is no less number of conflicts like this. There are numerous like this. People wanted to carve out separate states. So Badakhshan is one of them. But I don't think Badakhshan will be a reality, because they may not be able to exist as of now. As I am talking today, Badakhshan may not be realizable.
Why? The reason why I asked you, I met a person here, and he turned out to be one of the members of this Aga Khan Foundation, and they seems quite active in India. That's why I was like what to ask. But also in Iran, I listened to numerous lectures by different professors, scholars from Afghanistan. And then they like it or not, but I told them that the reason of all what is happening in Afghanistan, that among the countries of Central Asia and South Asia, this is the unique country which did not finalize its nation building process. You still meet a person from Afghanistan and you're asking who you are, and he will not answer you like I'm Indian, as here in India it doesn't matter who you are, but they will tell you I'm Hazara, I'm Uzbek, I'm Tajik, I'm Pashto.
But I would have a different take on this, because when you look at pre-1979, if you put the time machine and go back at 1970s and ask who are you, I'm sure they would have said Afghans. But later they lost hope in that particular nation, because Afghanistan was not new. It was there from the beginning, and it was there, right? They were the one gave good run for money for even Britishers and Russians and all, right? you have a lot of these stories coming where Afghans were never conquerable. Afghanistan was never conquered at all. So, as nation, Afghanistan existed, but it got splintered because of Cold War. So, people started now thinking of very specific identity rather than the larger Afghan identity. Perhaps that's the reason.
Can you say that this finalized nation building process can be split due to some factors?
And yes. And they can come back also. Because when United Nations was found after World War II, how many countries we had? Around 45? Now you have around 200. How did they come about? Did the world expand? Did globe expand? No. Same land, people started splitting. Take Soviet Union. Before 1991, what was your national identity? You called yourself as USSR, right?
We called, yeah.
Yes. Now you are called as Kazakhs. Right?
But we were always Kazakhs.
Yes.
Like as you rightly say, Afghanistan was always there. We Kazakhs were always there.
Yes.
We Turks were always there.
Yes. Now, are you sure you will call yourself a Kazakh as Kazakhis maybe 200, 300 years down the line?
No. Our history proved that we were taking different type of ethnonyms throughout this great territory of Central Eurasia.
Correct. Now you see it is shifting. The identity, the nation.
Even at the beginning of 20th century, we were both called Alash.
Correct.
Yeah, Alashorda. Or Turkistanis.
Correct.
And now we are Kazakhs. It doesn't matter for us.
So, in your case, the time period was long. But in Afghanistan, the time period is short because too many actions, too many actors. It's a lot of intense activity going on there. It's not like slow activity as far as Kazakhstan is concerned.
Okay, now then, difficult probably question for you as the Indian citizen, but an easy question for you as the specialist in conflict. Let us say, I've been told that actually a Dravidian race as race does not exist today. I've been clarified on that. This is all Indian race or Indian population. But okay, let us say that these southern well-known territories which belong to India, like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, will say that we want our own identity. We are Dravidians. With this mixture of Turkeys, Afghanis, with our population which exists in North India, they are not as pure as us. We want our state. What is the possibility for this?
I really appreciate your question because in 1960s, this is what happened. So, forces in Tamil Nadu, not about Andhra, Karnataka and Kerala, but Tamil Nadu, there was a movement called as Dravidian movement. It came about and they said that these 4 states is a different race as against the Aryan race of the north, and we will need a separate country called Dravidistan. There was a movement, but the other states did not concur with Tamil Nadu. So it fell. I don't think it's realizable.
Okay, then one more, again, difficult question. I'm in touch with many scholars who belong to different flows, who belongs to different religions. Some are pro-Palestinian, some are pro-Islamic, some are very I don't know, shall I call them right-wing Hindus? And sometimes we send them messages Hindu ideologists from southern states mostly. They say, oh no, these Muslims are not typical for us. Even some of them, I cannot tell you the name, they were calling let us kill these Muslims here, they are not belong here. Sometimes from Kashmir, we have the news that some of the Muslims were killed by Hindus or by Buddhists based on the religion. Sometimes Muslims go and blow I have a very good friend, professor, he is a Kashmiri Brahmin. He says Oh, you were sitting on the conference with this Muslim from that Pakistani part of. He's a terrorist. He was the one who blew up my house in 1984. So, what is my question is, what is the Indian stand of managing those religious conflicts? Doesn't matter what they are, yeah? Hindus against Muslims, Muslim against Hindus, Buddhists say that everyone are like shitty, we are the great ones. No, but what is the India stand?
Okay, so I'll put it as two positions. One is the constitutional position, the other is the political position. Indian constitution talks about secularism. In the preamble itself, it clearly mentions India is a socialist, secular, democratic republic. So secularism is, of course, it got added later, but secularism is part of our constitution. It flows throughout the constitution from preamble till the end. So in terms of that, which means all religions are supported or not supported equally. And apart from that, constitution also guarantees support to minorities. Which means here minorities means they could be caste minority, ethnic minority, linguistic minority and religious minorities. So we have what is known as the minority ministry.
Muslims are minorities?
Muslims
they
are,
are considered
minorities. So except Hindus, all are minorities. Right? So the point is there is a constitutional position, but there is a political position. This is where tension comes. Right? So the tension is, as long as the Congress was there, it was going fine, but slowly and slowly the right-wing forces started coming. Doesn't mean that Congress also was not playing this particular electoral. So the rise of Hindu right-wingers to aspire for political power from 1970s it started coming. 80s they got one seat in parliament. Now they are dominant. Now they formed two ministries, 2014, 2019, and they are confident of having one more also. So this is BJP, under BJP, which was an offshoot of earlier Jan Sangh, right? So when you turn these religious tensions, religious sentiments into electoral mileage, that is where the actual issue starts. So Congress also got into this trap. Most of the parties in India buy with this. Either there are caste-based parties or religious-based parties, or the parties who play into these sentiments. For instance, it's very interesting, the Dravidian parties in South, like especially Tamil Nadu, they are known for their atheist approach. Atheist approach. So they are anti-religion actually. Similarly, you have communist parties. 3 states, Kerala, West Bengal and Tripura, for more than 2 decades, they were running these states, no religion, nothing. Now you see, India is a classic or interesting case of all these different dynamics playing to play. But now at this juncture, as you are asking, 2014, 2024 now, religion is a big selling point. 22nd January, the temple is getting opened. Do you know, interestingly, I read yesterday's newspaper where a lot of mothers wanted to have kids on that day. Now, whoever, right? That day, because that day has become so significant for some, or it is made significant.
Imagine they will do this all. India is a huge country.
Correct.
Even if it will not happen the same day, but similar days, and keeping in mind that, okay, like this process takes like 9 months plus 2 weeks, but plus and minus. But that means that after 10 months, it can be a disaster.
No, I'm talking about mothers who are expecting in January now, wanted to have on that day.
No, but that means that they planned it before, 10 months before.
No, they didn't plan it. Once the date was fixed, now they wanted to have on that day. Because you see how things have made significant. Now temple and God, all became part of the politics now. So this is the political position. So now the point is there is a tension between constitutional position and political position.
You know,